Well, hi there, everybody. I'm Jack Church, and welcome to my podcast, The Jack Church Show. Of course, you may be joining us via our YouTube channel as well, and either way, we certainly appreciate you being a part of our audience today. I'm coming to you, if you're watching on YouTube, from the beautiful shores of Percy Priest Lake, located in Middle Tennessee near Nashville, Tennessee. I was out on a hike today. It's a 4-mile loop. And the thing that I find out about when I'm out hiking is it gives me time to think. And sometimes my thoughts go into a direction that I really don't want to go, but sometimes I end up there and have to figure a way out. Those of you who've experienced any type of loss, you probably can certainly relate. We have to train our minds to try and focus more on the positive. But if anybody tells you you can do that 100% of the time, well, they're not feeding you the right line because it's just not possible. It really isn't, no matter how hard you try. And I do try and keep a good positive outlook, but there are days that it's really difficult. You know what I'm talking about, those days when you really miss your loved one, or maybe you miss your favorite pet, or maybe you miss that job that you lost. You miss that career that you were involved in. Whatever the loss is, sometimes our mind can drift into that area and takes us down a bit of a lane of sadness, so to speak. But of course, the key is to not stay in that area of sadness. Now, the example I want to share with you today involved, I was about halfway through the hike, and it's been a good hike. It's a beautiful area here. It's a beautiful, clear January day. The temperature just right to get in a beautiful hike. Now, Pam and I, we hiked all the time, and I mean all the time. Just about every weekend, we were out on the trails in Oregon, or when we were in California, or wherever we lived. We just loved to get out into the great outdoors. And that was also a time when we would visit and talk. And I loved our conversations out there. We talked about anything and everything. And then we'd have those quiet moments as well, where we just took in the beauty that God and nature was providing. Well, today, it was a quiet walk for a couple of miles. And then for some darn reason, I started having these memories of Pam's last few months here on Earth, which were not a lot of fun. She had cancer in her bones, but she kept moving forward. Despite breaking both her femurs, she rehabbed, started teaching herself how to walk again. She kept working from our home office. She would keep going to physical therapy. And we kept being so hopeful that she was going to get better and recover. But in the end, it didn't work out that way. But the memories I was having today were not of how hard she fought. And I started off having great memories of our hikes in the Cascades and our boating trips and things like that. And then this is where I fell off the rails. I started thinking about those last few months. And there would be days when she would be in so much pain. And I would try and help her do something. And then she would wince and yell out, going, "Oh, that hurt. Why did you do that?" And I would lose it. I would get angry with her. I would go, I'm trying. And sometimes I would slam my fist down on a piece of furniture and go, I just don't know if I can keep doing this. You'd have those moments. Any of you who've gone through this, you have to know what I'm talking about. And then you just hate yourself for doing that because she was the one who was paying the ultimate price. She was the one in constant pain. What I was going through was pale in comparison. But yet, I would just lose it sometimes. And I started thinking about some of those moments today on the trail. There was this one moment I remember we were driving to a hiking trail that I thought maybe she could do. She could actually walk with canes. This was after she broke her 2 femurs and was rehabbing, and she could walk some. So we had found what we thought was going to be a really short little trail, a little nature walk that she could go on. And as we were driving there, I hit a big bump in the road. And it caused her little body to come up from the seat and back down. And she cried out. She goes, "Could you please keep your eyes on the road?" And I remember I got so upset with her. I'm like, I'm trying. I didn't see the bump. Point being, it does no good to think back on those times, because then I remember those were just tiny, tiny moments over what for the better part of almost 37 years were all good times. They really were. We had a beautiful marriage. We raised 2 beautiful children. We lived all over the country. We had lots and lots of fun together. So I have to be careful, and you do too, about dwelling on those few moments in time that were so terrible. Yeah, I have some regrets. I wish I hadn't have gotten angry. I wish I could have held it together all the time. I wish I could have been perfect like we see in the movies. But our life's not a movie. Our life is real life. I remember a song that Elvis had back when he was out. And I remember one of the lyrics in it was, he said, regrets, I've had a few, but too few to mention. And I'm thinking, this may sound silly, but maybe I should take Elvis's advice. The regrets, they are too few. They are very few and far between, so why mention them? I need to erase those memories. But that's almost impossible too. But the point is, we're all going to have regrets, but we have to move past them. And today, when I was having those regrets and remembering those few bad moments, the tears started to flow. And I cried up towards heaven and Pam, and I said, sweetheart, please forgive me. Please forgive me. And you know, I know she does. I know she remembers all the good times we've had, and I've got to remind myself of that. Sometimes I think maybe those dark memories, I don't know, maybe it's an evil spirit, the devil, if you will, who puts those thoughts in our heads. I don't know what it is, but we need to steer clear of those, okay? Let's work hard at that. Cling to the good memories. Try and erase those bad ones, but they're going to pop up every now and then. I did learn, though, that as quickly as I had those bad thoughts, and then when I said, please forgive me, Pam, I could feel her presence. And she was saying, it's okay, honey. It's okay. And I think it is. So that's my message to you. It's okay. It's all right. We're going to be better. We're going to keep moving forward. We certainly will. And I'll continue to send you these messages via my podcast and the YouTube channel, because my prayer is that if I just help one person, together we feel a little better, well, I've had a good day then. That's it for now. Be sure and share our message with others that you think might benefit, and I certainly appreciate you subscribing to both our YouTube channel and our podcast here. Until we talk next time, you can always reach me as well via email at thejackchurchshow@yahoo.com. That's thejackchurchshow@yahoo.com. Have a great day, and better yet, you know what we say, have a better tomorrow. Bye now.